Unstoppable is the unstoppable wave.
Akira The Don.
Is that synonymous?
You know who Akira The Don is?
Of course, he's amazing.
Yeah. Make some noise, how you doing? Bienvenidos. We back. They thought they could stop us. They cannot. They should have learned by now. Hey, what was it, 2012? 2012, I dropped Unkillable Thunderchrist. I have not changed my mind on any of that. Meaningstream. Oh, shit. What up, Delete Yourself? What up, Mary? What up, Sheila? Jason, what's up? Letitia, what's up? Shecky, what's up? Alec Moran, what's up?
Default aggressive.
Akira
The Don.
You know who Akira The Don
Of
is?
course, he's amazing.
Proactive and aggressive are similar, and they are both good. You certainly have to be proactive in the world. You want to be in what happens. And yes, that means creating or controlling a situation as much as you can, but being aggressive. That means you are ready to attack. As I always point out, this doesn't mean you walk around with your chest puffed out, ready to bang heads with everyone around you. It doesn't mean you confront people physically or mentally head on without a tactically superior plan. It doesn't mean you go straight forward into conflict without thought and without reason. It doesn't mean you engage in attrition warfare. No, that is almost never smart. Default aggressive. You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outthink and outmaneuver the enemy.
Go!
Default aggressive.
Go!
You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outmaneuver the enemy. If I think the enemy is going to attack me, I'm going to attack them first. If I think they are going to seize a piece of terrain, I am going to be there waiting for them. If I think the enemy is going to flank me, too late, I'm already flanking them.
Haha.
I don't view aggression as an outward attitude. I view aggression as an internal character trait. A fire in your mind that says, I am going to win. I am going to win.
Yes, where I'm from, we have to be very aggressive.
I am going to win.
Yes, aggressive.
Default aggressive. You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outthink and outmaneuver the enemy. Default aggressive. You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outthink and outmaneuver the enemy. I am going to battle, and I am going to fight, and I am going to use every tool I have to crush my enemy. And that tool might be fists, but it might be guile. It might be a frontal attack. Perfect. But it It might be a flanking maneuver.
Standard flank.
It might be an undeniable display of force. But it also might be a subtle political maneuver.
With an army behind you, you could be extremely political.
And that is what aggression is to me. The unstoppable fighting spirit. The drive. The burning desire to achieve mission success using every possible tool, asset, and strategy and tactic to bring about victory. Default aggressive. You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outthink and outmaneuver the enemy. Default aggressive. You are going to get after it. You are going to move fast. You are going to think fast. You are going to outthink and outmaneuver the enemy.
What's up, gang? Was that a Mortal Kombat sample? Said LN. Yeah, there was a Mortal Kombat sample in there. And there was a couple of Street Fighter ones. And about 50 others. There's a lot of little samples in that joint. Thank you! Go! 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 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is
perfect.
Yeah, we in the house.
It is the will to win. And if that kind of internal, relentless aggression is your default mode, you will win.
You will.
Perfect.
And that's the fact, baby. There is nothing that can stop you on this earth but you.
If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. Makes you hold all other things tawdry and you're cheap for it. Hold all other things tawdry and you're cheap for it. If life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it. If gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or of man for it. If you want anything bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. If you want anything bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. Life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it. If gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or of man for it. If you'll simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, stern tenacity. If miracle, poverty, famished and going, no sickness, no pain, of body or brain can turn you away from the thing that you want. If dogged and grim you besiege and beset, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset, you'll get it. If you want it bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. If you want it bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough
cracking, baby? Are you stoppable? Or are you unstoppable?
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeat, or other disasters?
I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations. And that is good. This is actually something that one of my guys that worked for me pointed out to me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. One day he was telling me about some issue that he was having. He said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're going to say good.
You're gonna say
good.
Good. You're gonna say good.
You're gonna say good.
You're gonna say good.
Good. That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad,
Hey.
you always just look at me and say
Good. Good. Hey.
And I said, well, yeah, and I mean it. And that is how I feel when things are going bad. There's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Oh, mission got canceled?
Good.
We can focus on another one. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted?
Good.
We can keep it simple. Didn't get promoted? More time to get better. Didn't get funded.
Good.
We own more of the company. Didn't get the job you wanted.
Good.
You can get more experience and build a better resume.
Okay.
You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good.
You're gonna say
Good. Good. Good.
Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good. Good. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Good. Needed a break from training. Got tapped out. Good. It's better to tap in training than to tap out on the street. Got beat. Good. You learned. Unexpected problems. Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. No. You just look at the issue and you say, you're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good.
Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good. Good. I don't mean to say something that's all cliche. I don't mean to sound like a Mr. Positive. I'm positive. But do that. You can do that. Focus on the good. Focus on the good. Take that issue, take that problem, take that issue, take that problem, make it something good. Make it something good. And bring that attitude to your team. You go forward. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say the word good, guess what?
Guess what?
It means you're still alive.
Guess what, Johnny?
It means you're still breathing.
Guess what, Zach?
You're still breathing?
That's right, Vincente.
You still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, go out on the attack. And that right there is about as good as it gets.
There's a nice Jocko Willink. There's a nice MEANINGWAVE. The Unstoppable.
We're trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146.
Offense!
We're trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 70. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146.
Offense!
Back in the day, there was a really famous basketball college team, Loyola Marymount. They were winning college basketball games like 147 to 132. They were just run and shoot. They just pushed it. But every time I think about that team, it's how I think about my life and how I think about myself as an entrepreneur. Offense. Because once you stop hearing judgment and you're not actually worried about what people have to say, you can just go fast. You start doing shit. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. You know how many of you have a real passion for some shit that isn't cool right now, and so you're just not doing it? Yet it's exactly the right thing? The amount of friends I had back in the day that loved video games but got off of it because they didn't see a career for it, who now regret at 40 because they were fucking great at it and they could be the Tony Hawk of esports right now. They could have been that OG, but they just didn't see it because they worried about judgment and they didn't realize the world evolved. Like when I was 6, I wanted to wash people's cars. When it snowed and we had snow days here, I was shoveling snow, not making snowmen. If you see what I'm doing in garage sailing around here in Jersey, like, I'm not doing that for show, I fucking love it. See, I got real lucky. The luckiest shit on earth is the thing you love, is the thing that you're best at. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense.
Yes. We in the house. How you doing? What's up? Welcome, bienvenidos. It's that mighty Meaningstream experience, baby. It's like an amazing private concert from your favorite artist / like discussion session / podcast / epic TV thing. I don't know, baby. It was a miracle, that's for sure. We had a real good run of streams last week. Over the weekend, it was real great. And then Monday, Tuesday, we had the internet messing with us, making it difficult for us to be as great as we were aiming at being. And still we go on regardless. These are minor inconveniences. These little things. Such little poquito things. I realized today that I have been doing this music thing full-time, all-consuming for 20 years. I mean, I've been doing it for longer. Obviously, I was doing it from really as young as I can remember in some shape or form. When I was like 7, I was doing my little cassette experiments and making my mixtapes and making my little songs and singing on the swings and all that stuff, right? But it was 20 years ago that I went all in. You know, I'd been in lots of bands, I'd been this, that, and the other, but it was 20 years ago that I was like, I am just gonna do this. Like, this is all I'm gonna do. It was all I ever wanted to do, you know? But it was then I decided that. And I was in a band at the time, you know, and I was rapping in that band. And I was weary of waiting for the guy in the band who made the beats to make the beats and make the sort of beats I wanted, you know. So I taught myself to make beats. And and you know, and I wrote a few songs. And that was that. It was on from then on. And what's amazing, I'm excited to get my hard drives back. When I get my hard drives back from storage, but I still have certain things. Like I think.
Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet.
Yeah, this is one of the first beats I made, like, for a song, for myself. I made this beat, and I rapped on this beat, and I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything at all. There was no YouTube, there was no tutorials, there was no guides. I like just worked it out, just pressing buttons and wiggling things. Woo! That was dope. Wow. There's a Cockney Rebel sample in there. I love Cockney Rebel. Full Killer goes, the first beat ever humbly farmed. Yeah. Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah. And I did a rap on this. I made a song on this about running away from home when I was 15. It was 15, that one. The one where I went to Liverpool, and the song was called Liverpool. This was the first version of it. A version of it ended up on their first album. But the point being, I decided I was going to do this thing, and I wasn't going to let anything stop me from doing this thing. And there was instantly resistance. Like my band were like, "Oh, you're not good enough. You shouldn't be doing that. Your forte is doing this type thing." They used to be like that about me, like singing hooks and stuff as well. They're like, "You can't sing." Da da da. Like you think about it, or like it always. Like, you know, your whole life there will have been people telling you kind do the thing that you want to do your whole life, right? And what's crazy to me is some people listen to those people. They go, oh shit, okay. And that's such a weird thing to do. Like I had this whole plan. From when I was like young that I was going to go to the city and I was going to sort of get into the music journalism world because I was well aware it was about what you knew, not who you knew, and all that sort of thing, and context and stuff. There wasn't internet then. And when I made this song, I attached it to the end of an article I'd written for this like online magazine, this like before blogs. And so this song that I made, I stuck it at the end of this column as an MP3. And someone from a record label messaged me the next day and asked me to go for a drink with them. You know. It's a very different world. What's funny is I really had no idea what I was doing at all, but this beat is still hard. Like, it has something dope about it. After I put this up, some people like that, I was like, You need to stop. Some other people would not, but whatever. It's that whole thing like some people listen to the people who tell them to stop. And then they'll go, oh yeah, they'll later say that they were stopped, right? But they didn't, it wasn't those people that stopped them. They stopped themselves by listening to those people. It's always the way. No one can stop you but you. And the people trying to stop you, they ain't even trying to stop you. They're always thinking and talking about themselves.
Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people. Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people. You didn't get your low self-esteem necessarily because you were born with it. It's got to be a genetic component here. But mostly it comes from narcissists who have their own broken self-esteem and they want you to have a broken self-esteem. And if you don't have it, they're going to give it to you. You get it from other people. And you can get rid of it. Just like you can get rid of it. Right.
Yo!
Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people. Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people. You do have a constitution. You do have immunity. But it takes a little while, just like getting cold. And the cold wins for a while, and then your natural immunity takes over. Your natural immunity can get you away from this low self-esteem that you caught from other people. It's not in you. It's something you caught. And you're going to beat the shit out of it. Just like your immune system will beat the shit out of the 99% of you plus. Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people.
Merry Christmas.
Low self-esteem is like a virus. You catch it from other people.
Yo! All them new emojis in the chat. Make some noise for Scott Adams. Meaningwave superstar. Bad motherfucker. Aye. And like Jacob Peter says, damn, that harmonica is wavy. Ain't it just? That harmonica was inspired by Tom Petty. I was like, what would Tom Petty do at this part of the song? I was like, oh, you might actually have a harmonica. Yeah. Says that's Tom Petty. Other people. That's everyone looked in. What up, John Hannibal Smith? Will we get another King of the Hill song someday? I don't see why not. That's Rich Farming. Mowgli, what's up? JC Lionheart, what's up? Big Shouts out to all the channel members. I see you, you green, beautiful things. I just remembered. So yeah. So here's what happened, right? I made that song, that one I just played you, and I put it on the end of that blog post. And that guy from that record label hit me up. It was an independent record label called Sutton in Construction, and he asked me to go for a drink. And he was like, we went for a drink and we were chatting about like music and all that. And he thought it was dope. And he's like, oh, have you got any other songs? I was like, oh yeah, I got loads. He's like, all right, like send them over. And like, I don't think, what was the deal with that? Oh no, he said before the meeting, that was it. He goes, have you got any other songs? I was like, yeah, I got a bunch. I'll bring them to the meeting. Then I was like, ooh. Fuck, I better make some songs. You know what I mean? So I made some songs. I made like 4 or 5 songs. One of them is this.
Opened up my eyes, figured it's time to rise through the curtains.
Open wide and I peeked outside.
Yo, the weather was fine. I knew that was a sign that today would be a good day. Popped the CD on, jumped in the shower, splashed and washed till I'm fresh like a flower. Next, grab a towel and I dry myself off. I grab my best boots, yes, it's time to get dressed. I rock white socks, my FUBU boxes, clean white jeans and this mean white top that zips down the side of my neck to my left shoulder blade. Feel like I just got paid today, yeah. Brushed my teeth and my head, then I popped my contacts in and I've in the containers. Put on my trainers, out the front door, waved hi to the neighbours. Oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, get to have the whole day. Hey, oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, you get to have the whole day.
That was just, I just wrote that. So here's the thing, like pressure and deadlines are amazing things. Tell the truth or at least don't lie. You know, says Dr. JBP, who I would later, you know, bring into that song. Of course, by sampling myself. I sampled Nico on that as well, by the way, in case you didn't recognize it. Kind of a sad song, I made it happy. You know, the guy's like, you know, you got any other songs? I was like, yeah, I got loads. And I did have loads. They were in me. You know, I had loads in me. I walk around singing all the time. I got all these songs in me. So I was like, shit, let me bring them out. And bear in mind, like, I was just teaching myself to make music at that point. And that's a really awesome time when you're learning something, when you don't know really what you're doing. So you do things accidentally that are quite brilliant. That's a period of time. It's like the only period of time where that can happen, which is why you constantly have to be putting yourself into that place of chaos where you're not fully competent. Otherwise, things can get stale. I remember reading Graham Coxon from Blur talking about how when he came to make song 2, by that point he'd got too good at guitar, and like so he couldn't make anything great because he was too good. So he'd like tape his hand up, like he'd put like sellotape and shit around his hand, so he just physically couldn't play guitar very well. And like that's how they came up with song 2, which ended up being their biggest song internationally, you know. Mowgli says, JBP says you got to be your best self, otherwise we all miss out. Well, exactly. I exactly agree. We do. It's a great tragedy when someone doesn't bring out what they could be, because you know we all miss out on that. And the way, you know, I always talk about how I think of it like we're all like the pixels on a screen. You know what I mean? If you're watching this movie and one of the pixels ain't doing his thing, you got a dead pixel. That will fuck up the film. You get enough dead pixels, the thing is unwatchable. Like, everybody needs to be shining their brightest. Mike Can says, thanks for all the aids, Akira. You're welcome. That was not one of the first 5 I wrote. That was in like the next batch. That was when I was like decided I'd write an album. Yeah. John Hannibal Smith says, song 2 was the first song I downloaded off Napster. How about that? Mike Can says, have you been on Good Logic's 24-hour live stream, Akira? No, I haven't. He said he was going to invite me and then he didn't. I suppose I could, message him. But we're doing this, aren't we? We're doing this. Shaq Comstock says bangers after bangers. Exactly. How's the connection and everything? How's it looking and feeling and sounding out there? One of the good things was what happened. The internet was messing up, so it had me like investigating, like, is there something wrong with the software? Or is there something I'm doing wrong? And I found a little thing in there, completely unrelated. But I had a gate on, so I don't know if it was ever the case that you were listening to the stream and quiet bits it had suddenly cut out or something. But there was a gate on, and it's been on like since we started streaming again. I didn't even know. So that's not there anymore, so the sound should be a little bit better. So if all that happened as a result of the internet messing up for a couple of days was that I figured that out, then it was worth it. That was the good. There's always something good, right? There's always a reason. I was very happy about that. When PM says happy music, yeah. I was happy, when I made this song, because I was super happy that I was able to make songs. That's what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stop, not doing it, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to make sure that is what I do. And a few months after writing this song, I was being summoned to Los Angeles to meet with Jimmy Iovine, who wanted to sign me to Interscope Records. It all happened very quickly. All that. It unhappened less quickly. It's still pretty quickly in retrospect.
I've mentioned to people that they should clean up their rooms. That's become quite the internet meme. But I'm really serious about it because it's really hard to do that. And it isn't just that you clean it up. You also make it beautiful.
Go!
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. What's really cool is if you learn to make something beautiful, even one thing, if you can just make one thing in your life beautiful, then you've established a relationship with beauty. And then you can start to expand that relationship with beauty out into the world, like into other elements of your life. And that is so worthwhile. It's just incredibly, crazily worthwhile.
Go!
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful.
Hey!
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile.
Yeah.
People are terrified of it. People are terrified of color. They paint their walls beige. They're terrified of art. They buy some mass-produced thing because they don't want anybody laughing at them for their lack of taste. And they would get laughed at because they have no taste. But you have, well, it's right. Because what do you know, right? You have to develop it. And so you're going to stumble along and make mistakes to begin with. And you're going to show yourself. Because if you buy, I think this is pretty. And, somebody comes over and goes, hey, what's up with you? It's kind of hard on your self-esteem. But it's you're stumbling towards the right. You're stumbling towards the kingdom of God. That's what you're stumbling towards when you try to make an aesthetic decision. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Beauty is absolutely terrifying to people because beauty highlights what's ugly. And so if you start to make your room beautiful, then everything around that isn't like that just starts to glow in the worst sense. It's terribly dangerous. That's why people are afraid of beauty, but it's the greatest thing you can do. Beautiful things are beautiful for a reason. That beauty has depth, like it's real depth, man. That's what gets you in touch with the transcendent and the divine is beauty. You introduce that into your room, you're playing with fire. And people will resist it. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. I was in this museum a while back. It was full of these paintings from the late Renaissance. There's like a dozen of them in this one room. Every painting on that wall was worth $300 million, like minimum. You couldn't buy those paintings. Like there was like a dozen of them in there. I thought, wow, there's like $3.6 billion worth of paintings in this room. And people are making pilgrimages from all over the world just to look at them. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like, yeah, no kidding. What the hell's going on? There's beauty in those paintings. There's beauty and it's magnificent. And part of what it does is say you aren't who you should be. That's what beauty does to you. That's why you're intimidated by a beautiful woman. A staggeringly beautiful woman. It's like, oh my God. Attracted for sure, but definitely intimidated. It's like, well, that's because you aren't who you could be. Beauty does that to you because beauty has that contrast.
Crazy is that saxophone you hear there. It wasn't on Oh What a Glorious Thing, the version that I recorded for Interscope Records that came out in 2004, 2005. The first version came out on Something in Construction in 2004. Then I went and signed to Interscope, and then the big pumped up pop version came out on the album in 2005, I think it was. Didn't have saxophone on it. I loved the saxophone. My mate Ed played saxophone on that demo. I was making the song, and like him and Lois came around, Lois Winstone, who sang in my band. And she did some backing vocals on it, and he played sax. And I was able to get the files back from 2004 of that sax and put it on this version of Make It Beautiful, which is the version from the Aesthetic album. And I was very, very happy to have that saxophone back. That 20-year-old saxophone. I didn't know how to record. I didn't know what EQ or anything was, and I recorded. It sounds great. Carry me home. Richard says I play the saxophone. Well, shouts out to you. That's a sexy ass instrument. I've got a lot of saxophone on my songs. I'm a fan of the sax. John Hannibal Smith says, if you're listening to Meaningwave, you are the resistance. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What up, Sheila? What up, Amanda? What up, Mowgli? Shout out to everyone locked in. Is your room clean, says Chad. I would say that's a good enough question. For the international high five, let me know where you are and let me know the state of your room. Answers in the chat, please. Where are you? And what's the state of your room? Chamberlain Pine says, why watch streams? Meaningwave lore. Yeah, the lore is very, very deep. Of course the lore is deep. You know, this has been quite the adventure. 20 years full-time professional wave lord. Unstoppable.
Do you know who Akira The Don is?
Of course, he's amazing.
I only desire the approval of a relatively small number of people who I respect. If they said to me, I think you're totally wrong on this, Douglas, then I'd listen. But when it's people who don't want me to do well, then of course I don't listen to them. It's one of the tools we all have to hone in our lives, to work out who wants us to do well, who wishes us well, and to listen to them, even if they're critical of us, and they will be at times, and to separate out those people from people who just, of course they don't want you to do well, and they hate you, hate everything about you, whatever. But I don't have much sympathy with public figures who say, I can't say what I think, I can't speak up, and all this sort of thing. If you're not going to now, when are you going to? If you're not going to in this life, what life are you expecting to come where you'll do it? The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob, the person who refuses to walk with the crowd will feel better. The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob will achieve more in their lives, whatever that is, because they will have self-respect. I'm comfortable as you can be in the end times, as everything's burning down and there's plagues of locusts coming our way. And I have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm not lying. The problem with going along is that it demoralizes you. It makes you a small person inside. You will be demoralized because you'll know that you shouldn't have done that. And at some level you will think badly of yourself for having done it. You'll feel regretful, you'll feel cowardly, and it will affect your life in other ways. And the opposite is also true. The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob, the person who refuses to walk with the crowd will feel better. The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob will achieve more in their lives, whatever that is, because they will have self-respect. That's what totalitarian movements across history always knew. was that you grind people down and make them agree to lies because you will then be able to make them do anything. Václav Havel, great late Czech leader, the example of a greengrocer in Prague in the communist era in Eastern Europe, who has to put up in his window, like everyone else, the notice that says, "Workers of the world unite." And it's sent by party headquarters to all greengrocers. You all have to hang it. Václav Havel says a number of things happen from this. The first thing is, of course, that the greengrocer is showing to everyone that he is a party loyalist and he wouldn't be able to operate as a business if he didn't do this thing. But it also hangs there every day as a sign of his subjugation. It's a little thing, but it hangs there as a sign of his subjugation. And it reminds him he's not the man he could be. You think you're doing a little thing, but you're not. You are diminishing your soul by doing it. Because you know that you could be something more than the person who just has to hang whatever party headquarters tells you to hang this week.
Go!
The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob, the person who refuses to walk with the crowd, will feel better. The person who doesn't stand with the mob, the person who doesn't go along with the mob, achieve more in their lives, whatever that is, because they will have self-respect.
Anyway, outside of the zone, make some noise for yourselves. I know for a fact that you are exactly the sort of person this song speaks of. And it's one of those things, it's a bit like, you know, not eating loads of pie. It's actually easier in the long run. Because you eat loads of pie, you grow this giant ass. You gotta drag it around with you everywhere. You know, I remember one time I was in Los Angeles on the metro and the escalator had broke and there was this woman, she was so vast. There was so much of her and she was literally having to like pull her ass up the broken escalator. You know, there's the old Mitch Hedberg joke. Like, an escalator can never be broken. It can only be stairs. They should put a sign at the bottom. Escalator out of order. Sorry for the convenience. There was no convenience for this lady. She was dragging her ass, you know what I mean? She looked like she was suffering so much. You know what I mean? It would have been easier for her to like not eat all that cake. Or whatever it is she did. And it's the same with the not going along with the mob thing. It's the same with the not going, because all those sorts of people who'll stop you from being who you are and saying what you really think and doing what you really want to do, they destroy the life, the perfect, beautiful life that God had laid out for you. There was this wonderful, epic sort of being, your state of being, and it was all there for you. And if you listen to those people, you went along with those people and all that, then your life just, it evaporated like those tears in the rain in Blade Runner, you know? And that's not easy. That becomes hard, because then your life becomes awash with bitterness and regret, and it becomes really, really hard. It would have been much easier for you to go, like, fuck off, Norbert, and just do what you wanted to do. You know? Yeah, we were doing an international high five, weren't we? Blue Green Flog is in Florida. What else is going on? Laid Law, Nakixo is in Canada. That's nice, isn't it? Mowgli's in Denver, Colorado. Tom Calman's room is getting cleaner. Sheila D is in Canada. It's clean but crowded. Working on decluttering right now, getting rid of what no longer serves me. If you want something to come into your life, you got to make room. John Animal Smith says Bill Clinton is the only sax player I dislike. Chamberlain playing Cincinnati, the room is vibey. Chad Comstock, Canada, wavy clean. Tom Callahan, Tim Capello, sax goat. Is that a homie from Lost Boys? Hill Inc. Denver, room is clean. I have a lobster dinner date on Saturday. A what now? Lobster dinner date. Good gosh. How exciting. Blue Green Plug, Florida. Mowgli says Douglas Murray is a boss. That was Douglas Murray, by the way, in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. Nathan says water is just transsexual oxygen. Interesting way of looking at life. Mike Can, Alberta. Room has been the status quo for too long. It's time to elevate and get after it. Quite right too. Shecky, California. I emptied my storage 100%. 100%. That's nice, isn't it? Boom! Man like VBDC. Appreciate you, Venice Beach Dub Club. Sent us $10 and said respect to the selector.
Akira.
Respect to the Venice Beach Dub Club. And respect to you. All of you. Wave riding bad motherfuckers. You know what to do. Three, 2, 1.
Every generation that came before, the boys would have to go and fight in a war. Their mothers wondering what they were fighting for, and praying they'd make it. My grandma was born in 1924, eldest of 13, near I lost it the more. I think it all throughout her life that she saw, and I say we make it, yeah. We're all gonna make it, no, don't you mistake it. My soul, you can take it, this world you can fake it. We're all gonna make it. My old man came up in the 70s. He used to walk around with his Bowie LPs. His love of music he then passed on to me, and now I make it. Every generation fancies that it's gonna be the ones to face the apocalypse. We've been through so much and yet still we persist. I know we gon' make it. We're all gonna make it. Now don't you mistake it. My soul you can take, this road you can fake it. We're all gonna make it. I'm one of the gang that came up in a time when we hung out outside, cause there was no online. What they unleashed on this world, we had no chance to decline. I know what we lost and we gained at the same time. I'm so grateful to be the head of a line that went back through the ages to the dawn of time. Every woman and man that fought, lived, loved and died is here with me. They're all on our side and we're all gonna make it. No, don't you stay.
Look at that excellent connection. It wasn't long, like, so I made this album for Interscope, the biggest record label in the world, and then they said that they weren't going to release it because they found the lyrics questionable. They wanted me to change some lyrics, and I refused to change the lyrics. It was good stuff as well. It was very prophetic. I had one song called Genocide is Coming to the USA about how the USA was going to be a third world country by 2030. Another one about the banking crisis, that predicted the banking crisis. Anyway, and when that happened, you know, it's pretty intense because, you know, people were very excited that I'd got that record deal and stuff like that. There was all these like hometown hero articles in like the papers of where I grew up and shit like that. And all these people in London were all excited, and like lots of people were like sort of, you know, pretending that they'd always believed me and all that type of shit. And then some other people were like, you know how it goes. And there was a little moment when I like wondered if maybe I should just like leave the world, you know? It was a very, very little moment. I made this bit of music during that little moment, you know? But it didn't last very long. The whole thing was like, before I got that record deal, I'd written an article for a magazine about how record deals were dumb and you didn't need them anymore because there was the internet now. And all the record deal was a bank loan with a load of advisors attached to it, telling you what to do with your money. And that turned out to be true, obviously, you know. So, you know, I was initially a little bit sad, but then I thought, well, I've got like this equipment. I'd used my my advance to basically build myself a little home studio. They were trying not to let me do that. I had to do a lot of negotiations to get that. They didn't like giving artists the tools with which to do stuff, you know. They liked you going to their recording studios that were theirs, so the money keeps going round and round, you know what I mean? But then I just got after it, you know, and I bought my album back, amazingly, because I'd had that Oh What Glorious Thing song was in that movie, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, with Uma Thurman. At the bit where Uma Thurman and Eddie Izzard snog, they snog, and my song comes on, you know. So I used the money from that to buy my album back, and I released it independently, and I carried on doing what I'd been doing, because before the whole record deal thing, in that short space of time from like 2004, I did a lot. I put out the first online mixtape, for example, like, and then I put out another one and another one and another one. I was putting out a lot of music. I was making music videos with my little brother and uploading them to Newgrounds before YouTube. You know, I was already doing stuff. So I just carried on doing stuff. You know, I didn't stop or allow myself to be stopped by any pesky little inconveniences like giant record labels telling me that my lyrics were bad, and then certain record industry people telling me that they were going to make sure that I never played a gig and things like that, because they didn't like me for various reasons. And it turned out cool, you know what I mean? Because I'm still here, thriving and getting better all the time, album after album, and learning stuff, and that's amazing, you know what I mean? I could have stopped many, many times. I could have given up many, many times. I never did, not once, you know. And like I said, it is the only person that can stop you is you. So if you don't stop you, no one ever can. And that's an amazing thing to know. This beat is actually quite good as well for an emo ass beat.
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving,
I'm gonna dedicate this one to you.
You will come to a better place.
Akira.
Just keep moving. You will come to a better place. Just keep moving. You will come to a better place.
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other
Felicidades, I'm Cass.
nation, will help you become whole.
It's good vibes. I'm at the hospital with my newborn baby girl.
It is usually best to admit mistakes when they occur.
That's beautiful.
And to seek to restore honor.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love.
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. Just keep moving. You will come to a better place. Just keep moving. You will come to a better place.
People see me and think I'm weak. They want to take care of me. But I can take care of myself by myself.
You sound like my nephew. Always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support. There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you. There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you.
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. Just keep moving. You will come to a better place. Just keep moving. You will come to a better place.
When I first met Jimmy Iovine, the head of Interscope Records, who would later create Beats by Dre with Dr. Dre and then get bought by Apple and then put on the shelf. Irony. Anyway, when I met him and he was rizzing me up, he was gassing me up. He told me that he'd listened to my demo and all that, those songs that I made when I told that guy, Laurie. that I had some songs. He said, you are going to do to rap music what the Beatles did to rock and roll. You're going to create a whole new thing. Now, he was not wrong. What's funny is if he'd put out that album that I'd made then, would I have made Meaningwave? Maybe I'd have put out that album and got gassed up and gone on the journey that so many people who go the major label route go on. I'd been long gone by now. I mean, I doubt it because I know me, but it's the funniest thing. Congratulations, Amcast. That's a beautiful thing. Many congratulations in the chat. 7:55 p.m. Alyssa. The Meaning Baby was born. Congratulations, love to you and your family. Welcome, Alyssa. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Reminds me. 5 times August. Chaz adds a 5 times August. I like 5 times August. He's a bad motherfucker. You know, he's someone who stands up for what he believes in. But he tweeted something that I disagreed with. He said, humanity peaked in the 80s and the 90s. Kids today will never know. I'm like, I just can't be dealing with that kind of thing because I don't think it's true for a start. You know, I have a son, right? And, you know, I observe my son, and I observe him and his friends and how they interact. And, you know, I wrote this actually. I said, you know, I have a son, I see him and his friends play. I see their genius, I hear their ideas, their utter amusement at and disregard for the shackles that bound the minds of generations that came before. Kids today will help us all build something greater than we can imagine. And that's what I think, that's what I believe. I don't think kids today need to be like, oh man, I wish I'd been around in the 90s. People in the 90s. It doesn't matter. My wife's been talking about this seasonal thing. You have seasons, right? Sometimes you have seasons. Sometimes it's winter. Sometimes it's spring. In some ways right now, it's a winter. What comes after winter? It comes spring. Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Hard times make good men. All that. Strong men. Whatever the fuck. You know. There's some crazy things going on out there. There's some utterly ridiculous things. And it might be that my son and his homies have to build something from the absolute rubble. Nothing has ever existed like them before. And as I've talked about many times, you know, I talk about how the boomers were at the time the most brainwashed generation that had ever existed. And of course, my son's generation, there has never been as sophisticated and relentless a sort of system of societal and individual based manipulation known to man. But what happens with human beings? They always become, they develop resistance to sicknesses and so on and so forth. They transcend them. They turn these things into something of their benefit. The tools for our greatest liberation, our greatest achievement is always to be found in those things that were meant to stop us, those things that were meant to enslave us, so on and so forth. And kids who've grown up fucking communicating with each other all over the world in Minecraft and so on and so forth, they do not have these hang-ups and limitations, self-imposed limitations that previous generations had. They believe they can create whatever they wish to create. They don't see these limitations. And so when they are unleashed upon this world, I think incredible things will occur. Similarly, they are very, very based, and they can see propaganda a mile off. They can see these sneaky things which previous generations did not see. Only a few. I was literally the only kid in my school who could see what was going on a certain level, and everyone thought I was fucking crazy and kicked the shit out of me on a daily basis because of that. Right? It's the norm for little kids to be able to see what the fuck is going on now. So, that's all to say. I mean, it's easy to take a doomer perspective at this moment in time. But that would be letting them win. That would be letting them win because that's their narrative, that's their idea, that's the thing that they want you to make real by propagating it and repeating it and saying it all over the place. I just don't think that's the case, man. I don't think they're that smart. I don't think they're that powerful. I don't think their ideas are that good. I don't think they're as smart as they think they are. And I don't think that humanity peaked in the 80s and the 90s. And I think you will find that most people think that humanity peaked at the period in time when they were at school and getting their first smooch behind the bike sheds. It's a very normal thing. You could see it as the top comment on every single music video on YouTube. Oh, it was so much better in my day. The modern kids will never know real music. They'll never know what it was like. So blah, blah, fucking blah. They were saying that then. They were saying that when I was a kid. The oldsters were saying about that. Oh, this is this new music. Oh, your drum and bass, that's not real music. Oh, this Britpop, that's just a shit version of what we had in the 60s. Oh, you're so sad, you 90s people. You've got no culture. You've got no distinguishing style. Nothing of your own. It always happens. It's very dull. Anyway, shout out to 5 Times August. He's great. His last single was really good. I will not tolerate doomerism because that's letting them win. That's what they want. That's their narrative. That's their bullshit. And like I said, I think we make it. Based on observing history, we are the people who got through everything we got through, and we got through way worse than this. 1,000 times over and more. We're a fucking race of bad motherfuckers. And we do not get stopped by the sort of limp-wristed, fucking ill, fucking dying, rotting, weird creatures that you see giving these funny talks and stuff, talking about not eating protein or whatever weird shit they're on about this week. Fuck all that shit. Where my record at? Someone earlier said I should play this, and they're right.
It's both a search and a recognition, because sometimes when
this is kind of like a how-to guide.
Something that we aren't, and our friends and family are.
This is like a, how to make yourself unstoppable. One of the ways, outside of the Goggins and Jocko will-based things,
It's both a search and a recognition, because sometimes when we search our egos, we want to be something that we aren't, and our friends and family are better at telling us actually who we are.
Who we are!
or looking back at what we've done.
Make some noise for yourself. Meaningwave was on a zone.
Of who we are.
Competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity.
The way to escape competition is to just be authentic to yourself. We're highly mimetic creatures. We copy what everybody else is doing around us. We copy our desires from them. Everyone around me is a great artist. I want to be an artist. Everyone around me is a great business person. I want to be a business person. Social activist. I want to be a social activist. That's where my self-esteem will come from. You have to be a little careful when you get caught up in these status games that you end up competing over things that aren't worth competing over. Sometimes you just get trapped in the wrong game. And the best way to escape competition, to get away from the specter of competition, which is not just stressful and nerve-wracking, but will often drive you to just the wrong answer.
Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity.
The way to escape competition is to just be authentic to yourself. If you are fundamentally building and marketing something that is just an extension of who you are, no one can compete with you on that. Who's going to compete with Joe Rogan or Scott Adams? It's impossible. Is somebody else going to come along, write a better Dilbert? No. No one's going to compete with Bill Watterson and create a better Calvin and Hobbes? No. They're being authentic. This is easiest to see in art. Artists are by definition all naturally authentic. But even entrepreneurs are authentic. Who's going to be Elon Musk? These people are authentic, and the businesses and products that they create are authentic to their desires and their means. If somebody else came along and started launching rockets, I don't think it would faze Elon one bit. He's still going to get to Mars because that's his mission. Insane as it seems, that's the one he set for himself, and he's going to accomplish it. So authenticity naturally gets you away from competition.
Competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity.
Way to escape competition is to be authentic to yourself. No, long term, if you are good and successful at what you do, you will find that whatever your hobbies were, you're almost doing them for a living. Combine your vocation and your avocation. What you love to do and what you do. Combine your vocation and your avocation. What you love to do and what you do.
Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity.
Way to escape competition is to just be authentic to yourself.
Escape competition through authenticity. Escape competition through authenticity. Unstoppable. Escape competition through authenticity. Unstoppable. Wealth.
Ideally, you want to end up specializing in being you. Being you. Being you.
Escape competition through authenticity.
Walking More Poet, what's up? Says thanks to the gods for the meaning babies. Ain't that just the truth? When PM, what's up? Says my 11-year-old daughter likes your music. She's listening quietly. Shouts out to When PM's 11-year-old daughter. I have an 11-year-old son. I wonder if he's listening. Shouts out to the 11-year-olds. I am hyped for what they do in the future. Aren't you? Aren't you hyped for what the 11-year-olds do? By gosh. By goodness. Escape competition through authenticity. That is one way to become unstoppable. right? You gotta have the will to win. You gotta have that mindset, right? You gotta be like, you gotta be able to endure any kind of hurt, right? You gotta be able to push through all of that. You gotta make yourself something unique that is drilling down into the uniqueness of what you are. You need to do that, one, because that's what it will make you able to withstand any kind of hurt and suffering. And only you can do it. No one else can do it. As we were talking about earlier. Only you can be you. Anyone else tries to be you, they'll fuck it up.
Might mention, most writers,
believe me, I've seen it.
An unfortunate thing. They try to write something that they think a certain audience might enjoy. I've never been able to do that.
Yeah.
Because I can't put myself in the mind of other people. I only know what I enjoy. So every time I've written a story, I've always tried to write the sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. A story that would interest me while I'm writing it, as I'm waiting to find out what happens next. And I can't know what other people think, but I can know what I think. I can't know what other people think, but I can know what I think. And I feel I'm not that unusual. If there's a type of story I like, there must be lots of people who like the same type of stories. Therefore, I have always written to please myself, not to please a certain type of audience. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. Because you can't know the audience as well as you know yourself. And if I write a story that I'm enjoying while I'm writing it, and I can't wait to see what happens next, then I'm hoping that a large proportion of the public will feel the same way and they'll enjoy it too. To sum it up, I have always tried to please myself, not other people. And somehow it seems to have worked. Because I guess I'm not that different than other people. I've always tried to write the sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. So good luck to you. Thanks for listening. And I really enjoyed talking to you. Excelsior.
MEANINGWAVE was on his own. Make some noise for Stan Lee. That is the sort of story I myself would enjoy from the immortal Stan Lee EP, Akira The Don, and Stan Lee. Jonathan Randall says, what is this music? Track, name, artist, love it. Well, all of the songs we are hearing tonight are songs by Akira The Don. and some of them feature voices of others, like that one had Stan Lee. There will, at the end of the broadcast, I will post the track listing in the description of the broadcast. That always happens pretty much immediately. The song before this, I should say more what the songs are, shouldn't I? The song before that was Escape Competition Through Authenticity, featuring Naval from our How to Get Rich Volume 3 album that came out last year. Before that was Just Keep Moving with Uncle IROH from a lovely cartoon called Avatar The Last Airbender that was a single, and it was on my MEANINGWAVE Masterpieces 4 LP, and and so on and so forth. Shouts out to everybody looked. Hey! Yoga Max says, Akira makes music he enjoys listening to. Love that. I do. That's exactly what I do. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth.
This is not a very scientific part of the rap, because it's very hard to convince people that there are non-human intelligences this side of Genepel Ganubi. And when you tell them that these non-human intelligences are accessed through the diminutive mushrooms growing on their front lawn, they just write you off as a squirrel. But this question of the non-human intelligences is very, very much on the agenda. All shamans in all times and places have claimed this. The thing that so pleases me about DMT is, a lot of people will not take a psychedelic like LSD or psilocybin or something because it lasts hours and hours. Inevitably, a thing lasting that long, you're going to end up dealing with your stuff, your anxiety, your fear, your this and that. A lot of people don't care for that sort of thing. With DMT, it lasts 4 minutes. And so how lost in an examination of childhood trauma can you get in 4 minutes, especially when you have hundreds of L's tugging at your sleeves? It's really an incredibly powerful tool. We have the UFO people claiming there are non-human intelligences.
Let's bring back the Terrence McKenna
emoji that works for a skeptic. The great thing about DMT is it doesn't require belief. The truth requires. It is the truth. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth. To my mind, is the great and chilling mystery in the center of the psychedelic. And once you've encountered these things, you have to take them seriously. To the point of you have to understand, where do they fit into the great order of being? What are these things? How can there be a life form not made of matter? In other words, how can they be intelligent and coherent but have no fixed body outline? Is the universe in fact populated by non-human, non-material intelligences that we somehow contact using drugs? Where are they when you're not there? Is it an ongoing thing? Is something going on this planet? Are these the controllers? Are you getting into a back channel that you're not cleared for? Or, and this is to my mind the most chilling and appalling and exhilarating possibility of all, when you go back over the shamanism thing, you say, you shamans, now where is this all coming from? They will tell you it comes from ancestors. Well, that's a cheerful and fairly sanitized concept, but when you deconstruct it, ancestors are dead people. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth. The truth requires no belief. It is actually being suggested there is that there is a kind of ecology of souls, one energy threshold over, that is co-present with this world. Well, strangely enough, that's what the Irish myth of the Fae says. It says these are dead people. These are souls that linger in our environment, and this is what souls look like. Again, folklore is only a guide, but if what we are dabbling with, if what lies at the end of the road of shamanism is the dissolution of the boundary between life and death itself, then the million-year intuition that this was a path worth following will be dramatically vindicated.
The truth requires no belief with Terence McKenna.
I first asked the kid,
Unstoppable Terence McKenna.
at the core of your soul. And if he can't answer that question, our conversation's over. I can't say shit to him.
Go kids!
If you don't know who you are,
oh, them nuke emojis in the chat.
Who you are, I can't tell you who you are.
If you know who you are. All them nuke emojis in the chat.
If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? Honestly, I'm blessed enough to have survived the life I lived and to come out the other side with a bunch of knowledge. So hopefully, I can help people that believe that they're much less than what they truly are. Help them find greatness in themselves. And greatness isn't running 200 miles at a time or doing.
Man, look at that excellent connection.
Greatness is whatever the hell
look at all them nukes
you dreamed of in your own mind.
Oh, them nukes!
You gotta first see it. You gotta first create this vision in your mind. And then that's when I come into play. Once you create this vision in your mind, it's how am I gonna get there now?
Create the vision in your mind.
I come into play. But
how am I gonna get
create
there?
your own vision? And it's not external. The vision created is inside of you. So until you create that, I'm nobody to you.
What? Good gosh.
If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, right? With regards to what we talk about, what we think about,
who you are,
what we give power to.
I can't tell you who you are. Who are you?
Works on the macro and the micro level. We become what we think about. Nuke emoji's back!
Prophets have
We need to use those nuke emojis again.
Different
it's
thing.
a nuke emoji situation.
It
Oh my
is only
goodness.
on this.
Rewind. Oh my goodness. It's brand new. From the forthcoming The Strangest Secret in the World with El Nightingale. It's brand new.
We become what we think about.
Wealth.
We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. Throughout our history, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things. It is only on this one point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. Listen to what Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, said. He said, a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. A man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Disraeli said this. Everything comes if a man will only wait. I have brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it. And that nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this: a man is what he thinks about all day long. William James said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. And he also said, we need only in cold blood as if the thing in question were real. And it will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those which characterize belief. He also said this: if you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it. If you wish to be rich, you will be rich. If you wish to be learned, you will be learned. If you wish to be good, you will be good. Only you must then really wish these things, and wish them exclusively, and not wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things just as strong. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. In the Bible you read in Mark 9:23, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale said this: this is one of the greatest laws in the universe. Fervently do I wish I had discovered it as a very young man. It dawned upon me much later in life, and I found it to be one of the greatest, if not my greatest discovery outside of my relationship to God. And the great law, and simply stated, is that if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results. That is the simple fact, which is at the basis of an astonishing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. Believe and succeed.
We become what we think about. We become what we think about.
We become what we. Boom, brand new from the Meaningwave universe. Akira The Don, Earl Nightingale, we become what we think about. From the forthcoming album, The Strangest Secret in the World. Gosh. Mowgli says, so I will become Roman Emperor. Quite possibly. If you be thinking about Roman Emperor enough, you will take on characteristics of Roman Emperor and you will bring Roman Emperor being into your beings for sure. For shazor. Shouts out to everybody locked in. What's cracking? How you doing? It's the Unstoppable Meaningstream. Hey, look, we're here. The internet is excellent. We have an excellent connection. Look at that. If that ain't nice, I don't know what is. Let me move. Ooh, no, not you. No, you. Nah, dude, too bad there. You move up there. Look, see, excellent. It says excellent connection. Excellent connection. Not just like average connection. It says excellent connection. Speaking of excellence, The Meaningstream is brought to you by meaningwave.com. Meaningwave.com, porque, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. Yes, it is. Head on over to meaningwave.com and get yourself something delightful today. All of the apparel is made in the USA. It's very high quality. It's delightful. We have wonderful designs designed by me with help from others sometimes. Look, the discipline gets things done shirt. Isn't that great? There's actually, you see these pants I'm wearing, right? You see my mighty pants. Where's the side camera? I need a pant camera. See those? That's the Meaning Wave Neon Leopard. That's what that is. Can we find that on the site if we have a look? Hello, Internet. Yeah, so if you want to look for something specific, just hit the little search thing. Look, search thing. Then type in where are arrows? Right, and then it will just tell you, because we have so much fire shit. Look at that, look, the Meaning Wave Neon, it's the Neon Leopard. There's the Neon Leopard. We've got regular leopard too. But the pants, man, the pants are just crazy. And they also come in velvet. If you're a velvet pant-loving kind of a person, which you should be, because velvet pants is fire. We got velvet pants. We got velvet shirts. You could have a whole velvet outfit. You know what I mean? It's amazing. We also got digital music bundles. And we also got physical media like vinyl and CD and cassette. You know what I mean? It's great. And we got blogs. You know what I mean? Look. See, you might not know we put out a music video today. If you went to meaningwave.com, you would know that we put out a music video today for Those Days with Jocko. It's really beautiful. And, you know, you can watch that right there. Look, you can stay abreast of the Meaning Wave situation at meaningwave.com. There's also the resources tab where you can hit support Meaning Wave and support Meaning Wave. People say to me all the time, Akira The Don, Spotify pays you 0.04 cents per stream. If I played you 15,000 times, that would only give you about 12 quid. Can I support you in another way? Because I feel that your work brings great value to my life. I opened up a kebab shop because I listened to one of your records and it gave me the power to open up a kebab shop. I say, sure thing. Go to meaningwave.com/pages/support and there's all them links there. Look, PayPal, Patreon, Bitcoin, ETH, Venmo, Cash App. See, it's easy, easy. What could be easier? Very little could be easier, other than perhaps just texting someone in the group chat and telling them about the existence of Meaning Wave. Maybe they don't know that Meaning Wave exists. Who was it who was just saying? Someone was just saying something about how Meaning Wave should be hardwired into Neuralink. You know, it's probably a good idea. Could be worse things to hardwire into. You know what I mean? Anyway, meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. Woo! And that was a message from our sponsor. Amanda Dancer says, that new one is a gem. Sorry for no nukes, had popcorn all up on my mouth, face and hands. Wow. I mean, that's a beautiful image, isn't it? That's just a beautiful visual image there. Thank you very much. Delightful. Popcorn all over my mouth, face and hands. I mean, where else is popcorn supposed to go? John, that was it. John Hannibal Smith, he said Meaning Wave should be hardwired into Neuralink as a safety mechanism. Correct. Mac Kex Geo 2016 said, is this Paul Harvey? No, it's Earl Nightingale, but like American fellows used to talk like that. That was the voice that American men used to have. One of them. There was a few voices. That was one of the voices. Willink is falling asleep to the stream. Stream dreams. Quite right too. My wife said, epic activities only, Willink. What, you talking about her go to sleep? Or did she say something else? Mowgli says we need Akira emoji stickers so we can put them all over everything. You are correct. You are exactly correct. Currently, like, you get stickers if you buy things. Like, from the vinyl campaigns, you get stickers. That's like the only place stickers exist, I think. There should be more ways of getting stickers, shouldn't there? Come on. Come now, come now. Shecky says, wealth. So he says, wealth, surrounded by nuke emojis. So it's like, wealth, wealth. Something like that. Yoga Max says, I would love to write a Meaning Wave blog and host a podcast listening to songs and talking about their meaning. Would absolutely love writing and hosting. Well, do it then. What's stopping you? Is it you? Unstoppable. Unstoppable. It's the Unstoppable Meaning Stream. Broadcasting live across space and time from Don Studios, Mexico. We gather here every night. Did you know that? Apart from on the weekends when we gather in the afternoon. 8 p.m. ET on days of the week. 2 p.m. ET on Saturdays and Sundays. We were going to do a Manly P Hall stream today, but I didn't want to risk it because of the internet being dodged for a couple of days. Doing one of the lo-fi live score type situations is muy intensidad and would be ruined by buffering. Today's been good, so maybe tomorrow we shall see. I will keep testing. I was testing all day. I had next week's Theo Von music video on one of those TVs, just streaming literally all day on the back end of the YouTube channel. What's weird about it is, like, I had it on for hours and I was just listening to that one song. And it really is the case that you can listen to that song, which is using cocaine, over and over and over and over and over. Some songs you can't do that. That one you can. Literally hours. I don't know why. Charlotte Wewell Narkiewicz, wife of mine, says, I was saying it was epic to go to bed before 8 p.m. because early nights are amazing. Early nights are the new punk rock, it's true. If you want to be punk rock in 2024, go to bed before 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? And do some diamond push-ups. I was doing diamond push-ups earlier. You ever done those? They're a nightmare. You put your hand like that and then you do a push-up. It's ridiculous. I'm just pushing the air now and my titties hurt. Ow. Full Killer says, I stepped into the velvet fog and I was never the same again. There are two kinds of people in this world. There are people who've worn Meaningwave velvet. And then there are people who will wear Meaningwave velvet. That's it. Unstoppable. Make some noise in the chat if you are unstoppable. It doesn't matter what you're feeling like, what the weather's doing, what weird shit is going on the internet, what the weird, like, decrepit android creature they've got running whatever country you happen to be in is up to. It doesn't matter, none of that matters. You're getting after your thing. Thing that you're here for. You're getting after that regardless. You're a bad motherfucker.
The one thing that discipline only does help you with, helps you get things done. And when you get things done, you actually do things, you have more success. A big part of success is just not being fucking lazy and just doing it. 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not gonna feel perfect every day. Okay. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat fuck. Because there's a lot of days I don't want to do it. I mean, it's pretty much the same with everybody that actually gets good at something. There's gotta be those days you push through. They're probably gonna be more numerous than the days you don't. And so the benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline I get things done. I'm like the most lazy, disciplined person I know. Because I don't want to do it.
Let's go.
Through discipline I get things done. The bro goes to work. Through discipline I get things done. This is what I do. I also think
Jocko emojis in the chat.
One is a pathway to creativity. When you're on the battlefield, is an absolute exercise in creativity. How are we going to attack them? How are we going to disorganize them? How are we going to get in their heads
That's all just massive creativity. And when I look at people that are artists, I would imagine the more disciplined you are, you gotta write stuff down, you gotta read, you gotta increase your vocabulary so that you are quicker and sharper, so that when people are saying things, you have more words to battle back at them. All those things, all that freedom that you get on stage comes from the discipline. You study, you learn, you read, you write, you talk, you go through things. Is that an accurate statement?
Absolutely accurate.
Through discipline, I get things done. The pro goes to work. Through discipline, I get things done. This is what I do. Through discipline, I get things done. The pro goes to work. Through discipline, I get things done. This is what I do.
It doesn't matter if you're sick, doesn't matter if you have kids, you're a pro and you go to work.
Get after it!
You have pride in that. And then when you are in front of that keyboard, you look down at the count, it says, I fucked 1,000 words today. How did that work? Gems blossom. Well, you might have a day where you just write nothing but dog shit. So what? Show up again tomorrow. And tomorrow out of that dog shit, a flower will emerge.
Through discipline, I get things done. The pro goes to work. Through discipline, I get things done. This is what I do. Through discipline, I get things done. The pro goes to work. Through discipline, I get things done. This is what I do.
That's it, baby. It's pretty much that simple. You work out what you're gonna do, then you do it, regardless. All your excuses are lies. That's right, mother.
The younger generation quits. Not everybody. I got put it. People get their butt hurt. So not everybody. Most of this generation quits the second they get talked to. It's so easy to be great nowadays. Most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, if you have any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. And I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, people go, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and eat either. I hate that too. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I hated going to school, so guess what? I was dumb as shit. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. That's what people are saying. By me running, I am callous in my mind. I'm not training for a race. I'm training for life. I'm training for the time when I get that 2 o'clock in the morning call that my mom is dead or something happens tragic in life. I don't fall apart. I'm training my mind and my body and my spirit so it's all one, so I can handle what life is going to throw at me. Because the life I've lived throws a whole bunch at you. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared for that, you're just going to crumble. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness.
Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. We did it, baby. We did it. Ain't nothing stopped us. We did it. We executed a powerful, powerful live show. Together, I don't see what we can't do. Frankly, I do not. 1 + 1 is 2, motherfucker. That's right, Mowgli. You are correct. John Hannibal Smith says nothing wants to stand in front of something that is relentless. And that's true. And that's what this is about.
Covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. Matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul.
Right? That's that. That's it, baby. That's it. I am the captain of my soul. And so are you. Only you can save mankind. You are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. This stream is unstoppable. And now let us go forth and do what it is we are here to do, by Job. Thank you all for being here. Love to you and your family. Kick the like button. Leave a comment on the way out. Head on over to meaningwave.com. Thank you for your support. We're grateful for you. You could have been anywhere, and you were here. And I'm so very glad you were. Good night and God bless.